we continue now with our next panelist. Actually, we have three panelists. First of all, we are welcoming Frank Hasler from Holo, one of the leading startups in augmented reality. Probably already over the stage of a startup. We will hear that from Frank. And Frank will not only be alone, he actually joins with one of their clients. So there's Thomas Gyarmati and Rabold. They are also joining this talk to tell us about how augmented reality is an enabler for remote applications. So we're very happy to have you here on the panel. Are you guys ready?
Of course. Well, I am.
Yes, we are too.
Perfect.
Perfect. Thank you. So please feel free to share your screen.
Yes. First of all, thank you very much for the chance to present to you today. My name is Frank. I'm the head of business development at Holo. And yeah, together with one of our clients called PROFIN, represented by Thomas and Ryan, we will talk about how to make use of augmented and mixed reality technologies as an enabler for remote applications, and especially during those times, as a possibility to overcome basically COVID-19 caused travel restrictions. So first of all, a couple of words about Holo. I hope I can go to the next step. Doesn't look like that. Oh, okay, perfect. Now we're on the second slide. So yeah, Holo develops the mixed reality platform, which we call Sphere. Holo is a Swiss-based company with branch offices in the US and in China. And since the beginning of the year, we're flagship partner of Lenovo, a very important partner and also very important supplier for mixed reality hardware. So what is Sphere all about? Basically, Sphere tackles and brings together all the relevant tools for covering all the major enterprise use cases with a unified and standardized software product. And the use cases are providing guidance, workflow guidance. So basically step-by-step instructions to users, to machine operators working typically on physical equipment by means of maintenance procedures or preparation tasks for the machine, or also of course troubleshootings. Then the second use case, very important one, especially during those times, is providing remote assistance. So connecting machine operators to experts from all over the globe. And the experts can work on tablets, smartphones, laptops. They can assist, they can share the technician's field of view on site. They can also share all the supporting materials in order to resolve an issue, for example, causing downtimes as soon as possible. Then it's all about also collaborating in mixed reality by means of our digital workspace functionality. So basically synchronizing several mixed reality users and invite them to a shared mixed reality experience. Also, remote users can join this kind of shared experience using mixed reality glasses. And then they are visualized as avatars, including hand tracking of the position, as well as head movement tracking. And this is used by customers, for example, for discussing projects, construction projects with various stakeholders, and of course also product designs in a new exciting fashion. And last but not least, performing life-size overlays. So therefore overlaying CAD model or BIM model with the reality is also a very important aspect of Sphere for performing installation checks within the construction industry, or also organizing digital mock-up studies with customers of machinery suppliers. And the beauty now of Sphere that the user don't need to decide what functionality he wants to make use of, but he can basically use all these functionalities I've talked about simultaneously. So you have to imagine that if a machine operator is guided in a step-by-step manner, holographically through a workflow, and some unforeseen issues occur, then they can call in additional experts working on tablets and sharing their field of view without switching to another application, or even without leaving the mixed reality scene. It's just, it's supported completely seamlessly. So our solution also comes with a fully built-in 3D asset pipeline. So that means we can bring 3D content, existing 3D models, 3D content within their arbitrary file type into mixed reality in a fully automated manner. So normally this would be a, let's say, a manual procedure, because you want to visualize those kind of highly complex 3D models with standalone devices with reduced hardware capabilities. So therefore, you need to do something, some optimization steps. And instead of doing that manually, we can do that in a fully automated manner, so that you can make use of your already existing content basically within minutes. So what all those functionalities now mean for our customers, this will, this will be explained in more detail by the colleagues from PROFIN.
Thank you, Frank, for inviting us to that opportunity and explain how we use those functions and this Holo One. Let me explain shortly what PROFIN is all about and what we do. We are founded in 2003. It's a completely family-owned business. We're a small company, about 28 employees right now, based in Switzerland. We do special machinery, which is capable of a very fine brush process. We use it, for example, for treating cutting edges in cutting tools, because if you cut steel with a CNC machine, for example, the cutting edge of the tool is under a very high stress, and it's much more better than when you have a small round-shaped cutting edge made with about the radius of, let's say, 20 micrometers, plus minus 5 micrometers, which cuts much more better than when you leave it as it is grinded. And with a machinery from us, we are able to hone that cutting edge, for example, on inserts in an industrial manner. So we had then also a customer that goes back to, let's say, 2018. We had a customer in the US doing a lot of inserts, producing inserts, and began already then at 2018 already with Holo One. We were not imagining that a crisis is coming to us in 2020. That was really not, we could not predict that, but already in 2018, we began to think about Holo One, because that was a huge customer. He got 4 full systems with handling also to each system. And we knew it would be too heavy for us to handle everything by traveling to the customer, doing the commissioning, troubleshooting if there are troubles. So we began already with Holo One at that time. Luckily, in 2020, we could really use that very heavily. Please, next slide. Mm-hmm. So for example, when the machine was commissioned, we had some aspects where the customer needed support, and he needed, because they are running 3 shifts, they needed it immediately. So with that Holo One, we were able to access the points where attention is needed. For example, one technician over there took the HoloLens on his head, went into the machine or even outside, opened the window, looked inside, and we could guide him from here where to look at. And we also could highlight with a pencil on our screen, we could highlight where he should take his attention to and really guide him very efficient to the point where some things needed to be done. So that was a huge, huge step forward, also in that crisis especially. And we had then, after a very good success in the US, that same customer was purchasing the same machinery again in China. And there we had the big challenge to commission the whole machine in China. That were 2 systems without traveling there. Imagine, the Chinese didn't see that machine at all. They were not familiar with the process. The first time for them to have a machine from us. And we had the challenge to do that without traveling. So Ryan did, with some of the colleagues, did a very good job on that, and he will explain how it went in real life.
Yeah, hi. So Thomas said we had 2 machines that were due to be commissioned in Tianjin. Originally, the plan was we were going there, but as everybody knows, the world kind of went to hell in a handbasket. So we ended up using the HoloLens. And it was actually extremely helpful because even though the Chinese people can't speak English, language was an extreme barrier. So it was very easy for us to him what he needed to pay attention to in regards to electrical connections, pneumatic connections, actually building the machine up. And then we also had a number of problems with troubleshooting, so we could visually direct him to what he needed to focus on. Because quite honestly, like, even though it's like you can use it anywhere in the world, language is a barrier. And but overall, it was super helpful. We probably would not have been able to do it in such a quick time if we did not have that ability. But yeah, as it stands, both machines are now up and running, and we're quite happy with the process.
Okay. Thanks, Ryan. We come to another case. We had customers here for a future project. We are still in the process with them. We are talking about machinery, future machinery, which at the moment exists only in 3D in our CAD system. Although those machines are well known from us, and we have many customers in the world with similar machines, but exactly tailored as this customer it needs does not exist. And we were able, with the HoloLens, to present all these 3D models with the Holo One on their heads in our factory floor. So we physically, they came, they're not far from us. They from Austria, they came here. We showed them the company. We went to the factory floor. Imagine, factory floor, empty, no machinery there, but they put the HoloLens on and were walking around in the factory hall as if a machine was there. And it was really quite an funny experience, because it went for an hour about. We had scheduled maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes with him in the factory floor. We could hardly get the Holo One off the head of one guy to pass it to the other. They were arguing, hey, come on, I want to try too. So it was really a funny experience. Also human-wise, you know, they were playing, these 3 adult men were playing like kids. It was really funny. So, but then there you see the benefit. I mean, it's all technique. It's digital world. but we're still humans, and we react with our body and button also, and it really did. This Holo One caught the attention totally of those guys, and after they went home, we had even 2 or 3 days after, we had phone calls from them that they were thinking of that event heavily. They appreciated it. And with that project, we go on a very good way right now. Of course, it's you seed now and harvest tomorrow. That's always the case here. But the seed is set, I can tell you. Okay,
perfect. Thank you very much, guys, for those interesting insights. So then let's move on with quick summary, basically, about the solution, which is used at PROFIN and multiple other customers. So yeah, this unified platform, I cannot highlight that enough. It's really important to be able to cover several use cases, as heard before: remote assistance, guidance through, for example, commissioning procedures, but also collaborating in mixed reality and performing mock-up studies is really important for us to really ensure maximum flexibility and versatility. And therefore, we heavily push company-wide usage so that basically the application can be purchased centrally within a certain company and then distributed into several departments, whereas every department can make use of their own individual feature sets in order to fulfill their requirements. But this flexibility is crucial, not only from the operation perspective, but also when it comes to integrations, as you can see it at the bottom. So Sphere is designed to be seamlessly integrated into an already existing software landscape through API interfaces, for example. So the idea is that you only need to integrate one solution into your ERP or CRM tool, or maybe also into your IoT gateways for live machine data, in order to make use of already existing content across multiple use cases. Instead of purchasing, let's say, isolated applications tackling only one part of the requirements and therefore needing or requiring multiple integrations. That would be basically the worst case, right? Then we also support some enterprise setup, we call it. So for example, when it comes to Active Directory integrations, of course, we can also make use of existing user data. Basically Azure Active Directory is already integrated and other can also be integrated. We also have a lot of flexibility when it comes to server hosting. So by default, Sphere is running on Microsoft Azure, but we also support all different cloud suppliers. And last but not least, a very important aspect is that Sphere is device agnostic and runs on multiple devices. Of course, you can make use of tablets and smartphones, but we also support around 6 different kinds of mixed reality hardware. So, or basically wearables in general. So from the highly advanced mixed reality hardware, the HoloLens 2, leveraging spatial computing capabilities, to Magic Leap 1 devices or Lenovo Think Reality devices, but also to a bit more simpler devices like, for example, as you can see here, the RealWear HMT1, which is more a 2-dimensional hardware, let's say. But anyway, this approach of supporting multiple devices leads to a very valuable flexibility that our customers can match the hardware which should be used to the relevant use cases, because every hardware comes with individual advantages and disadvantages. So what are the take-home messages, by the way, if you're not at home already? So first of all, it's really important to make use of a standardized and scalable solution with out-of-the-box functionality so that customers can basically exploit the full potential of the mixed reality technology. And also, if you start with just the low-hanging fruit at the beginning, it's really important to also have enough room for improvement and for exploring other potential use cases, but maybe not the lowest hanging fruit. I would also say it's really simple to roll out the Sphere solution. So I guess most of our customers, when they think of implementing mixed reality technology, they think of a much more complicated process. But Sphere is basically designed to be rolled out in a very simple manner. We are also 100% confident that rolling out Sphere for even when focusing on smaller use cases at the beginning can generate immediate benefits. If those benefits are really immediately cost and time savings, or if it's like being able to explore a project in a new manner to customers or whatsoever. So those kind of benefits can be very different, but all of our existing customers completely agree that there are benefits generated right from the beginning on. And then also a very important aspect is that the mixed reality technology is not only for the large enterprises. So that's also why we invited PROFIN as a, I would say, yes, smaller company, because really it doesn't matter whether it's regardless of the company size and also of the industry, but the chances that you can make use of and you can profit from the mixed reality technology is in general very high. And also cross verticals. So our customers come from the automotive sector, they come from the transportation sector, machinery and manufacturing, but we also have some, for example, now currently we're going into healthcare. So also there we see a lot of potential use cases. So yeah, that was basically it from our side. Thanks a lot to you guys from PROFIN. And if you're interested in experiencing more about the Sphere application and also getting in touch with us for discussing potential use cases, please feel free to reach out to me anytime so we can have an open discussion. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Frank. Thank you, Thomas. Thank you, Ryan. Interesting talk, amazing technology. I am following up on augmented reality technology since more than 10 years. And I mean, what you guys are showing us that opens the eyes. And I think we are finally breaking through, right? We had in the past quite a lot of troubles with the hardware, but the hardware has improved. It's getting better and better with each new release. The applications, yeah, you guys have the platform that is, so to say, a standard solution that can be reused. The data is available to be integrated. We hear from PROFIN, edge-cutting technology, right? And you're quite satisfied with what you get there as new opportunities. So can you guys confirm we are finally breaking through with augmented reality, something we have expected for years, but are we there, or does it still need a little time until not only we have the forerunner companies, but that also the large majority of other companies are following? What is your expectation of that?
So basically, I would say that we are there, or maybe we have to differentiate what kind of use cases. Of course, there are still use cases where the current hardware is pushed to their limits, right? But those use cases are topics we keep in mind for later, let's say, developments, and also increasing the portfolio and the amount of use cases we can cover. But I would say for the use cases we currently tackle with our solution, the hardware is definitely ready. In which form factor, however, I mean, we support a lot of different devices like Nreal, Microsoft HoloLens 2, or Lenovo Think Reality A6. And of course, it depends what kind of use cases you want to tackle, but the chances are really high, but there is a suitable hardware already available today, yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, from PROFIN side, we feel the same, that we have a good hardware in hand. but we feel ourselves much more in the beginning of using it, and we see much more possibilities also with our customers to use that. So we feel like being in the beginning of all that, and it's really a fun. It's also fun to begin to work with that. Yeah, but we feel in the beginning.
So it's at the beginning, but it's exciting, and also Corona that's something positive. It's pushing forward this type of technology once again. So okay, David, do you have any further comments?
No, actually, I mean, I really like the comment from Frank, right? I mean, one thing is the technology, the other thing is the devices, and I think when it comes to Augmented, the reality, it's very important to be, you know, to have a good understanding of the case or the problem you're trying to tackle to make the proper selection of what is the hardware that works the best for that specific case.
And I think this was a perfect match between PROFIN and Holo One. Thank you guys for joining us. We continue now with the session, and I'm also extremely thrilled to have Professor Markus Dorman here on the panel. Professor Markus Dorman joins us from the Fernfachhochschule Schweiz. I'm sorry, I do not know how to translate it to English, to be honest. I didn't find the English translation, but it's the University for Remote Education, so to say. And Markus Dorman is the expert on remote education, on e-didactic. And of course, in the current situation with Corona, quite a lot has also changed in the way we educate young talents, the way universities are working. Here in Switzerland, universities are now fully switched into the remote modus. And we're going to hear about this trend and about also the challenges and how to tackle these challenges in remote education right now from Markus. Markus, are you here? I see you. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?